All right, so the Osborne 1 was made by Adam Osborne in 1981, and it was the first laptop because it was kind of portable, and it was almost $1,800, dude. It was $5 away. It was and it had 64 kilobytes of memory, which is only 64,000 bytes, pretty sure, and a whopping 4 megahertz speed CPU, dude. That's pretty fast clock speed there. It had floppy disk drives and a parallel printer port, right? That's it, actually. It's kind of sucky. Yeah. All right, so the Toshiba T1000 was made by Toshiba and came out in 1987, and it was better than the Osborne one because it had a 4.77 megahertz processor, dude, a whole 0.77 more, which actually makes a difference. It had 512 kilobytes of RAM, which still is trash, but is 8 times more than the Osborne one, dude. And it had RGB port, a video port, had a 1300 milliamp hour battery, dude, and it had a swappable keyboard too, by the way. That's it. All right, the Apple PowerBook was a laptop. It was pretty portable, and it was a big jump from the Toshiba T1000. It came out in '94 and had a CPU clock speed of 25 megahertz as opposed to the sucky 4.77 megahertz on the sucky Toshiba T1000. It had about 4 megabytes of RAM, all right, as opposed to 512 kilobytes. That just sucks, right? And it had 160 megabyte hard drive, dude. 160, man, that's pretty good. All right, the Asus EEE PC was a super portable netbook, all right, and it was tiny. It came out in around 2007 and had a 7-inch screen, dude. It's like the size of like a tablet. All right, had a sucky resolution, 800 by 480. All right, and it had an Intel Celeron processor, which I'm pretty sure is single core, and it had some DDR2 memory, which by today's standards isn't so bad because it was only a few years ago, but it's 500 gigabytes of that, dude. All right, next up is the Alonix 1, which was a netbook, and it was tiny. It had a 7-inch screen, so again, it was like the size of a tablet. It had built-in Wi-Fi, had a 4-hour-long battery life, dude. It ran Linux. It didn't run Windows for some reason. Probably to make it cheaper because it was pretty cheap, and it had a whole whopping 128 megabytes of RAM, dude. That's trash. It had 1 gigabytes of flash memory, which was optimized for Linux, which is what it ran. All right, in 2014, the Dell XPS 13 came out. Now, as in the name, it has a 13-inch screen, I'm pretty sure. And this actually has some decent specs, all right? It has an Intel Core i7. I'm pretty sure that's quad core, all right? It's a 1.8 gigahertz clock speed, which is a huge jump from the other computers. 8 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, faster and way more, dude, as opposed to a whopping 128 gigabytes. Has graphics, all right? A 1080p resolution screen, right? That's like most TVs, dude. 256 gigabytes of SATA storage. Know what I'm saying? All right, last up is the top over the top Acer Predator 21X. This came out in 2018. Top of the line specs, bro. It's got a Core i7, 2.9 gigahertz that can be overclocked to 3.9 gigahertz, dude. That's over 3 billion hertz, all right? Two GTX 1080s running an SLI with 8 gigabytes of VRAM, dude. 64 gigabytes of memory, DDR4, for all of your Chrome tabs and stuff, which you're not going to be using if you get a $13,000 laptop. It's got a 21-inch curved display, all right? and it has a terabyte SSD and a terabyte HDD for fast booting.